Good morning. Uke ni te koaks. Ni tane ko nato kuina. Ni am skape pikani. Miskitita statapi. Come from Heart Butte. Okay, good morning, Chair and members of the subcommittee. It's an honor to be here before you. Mr. Zinke, good to see you also. John, individuals I work closely with. Good morning. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak with you today regarding the need to adequately fund the Blackfeet Nation's law enforcement, tribal court, and transportation road department. My name is Mike Kumzai, and I serve as the Blackfeet Tribal Business Council for the Blackfeet Nation of Montana. My testimony addresses how the federal government has failed to adequately fund law enforcement, tribal courts, and transportation road department for the Blackfeet Nation, respectfully requesting an increase in funding. Law enforcement, I speak today because of the public safety is something that affects every family across the great Blackfeet Nation. Many residents of the Blackfeet Nation, including elders, families with children, constantly worry about our safety. Officers themselves often work long shifts on with limited equipment and support. With the department as underfunded, it becomes harder to recruit and retain officers, maintain vehicles, providing training, implementing prevention programs that could reduce crime before it happens. Currently, our law enforcement is severely underfunded. They are stretched into too thin. The crime runs rampant in our community. Last year, the Blackfeet law enforcement responded to over 15,000 calls from across our reservation, which covers a large geographical area of 1.5 million acres. And there are simply not enough officers or resources to meet the needs of our community. At this time, we currently have 16 officers. Moreover, there is a serious cartel presence on our Blackfeet reservation dealing dangerous drugs and infecting our community. The cartel presence results in serious safety concerns and is directly related to the lack of federal funding. The problem with our inability to adequately police our reservation does not just impact our Blackfeet Nation and tribal members. It creates a breeding ground for crime, which ultimately spills from our borders into the neighboring off-reservation communities. Increasing funding doesn't just help the tribe, but helps our neighboring as well. The Blackfeet Tribal Court. The Blackfeet Tribal Court plays a critical role in upholding justice, protecting community safety, and preserving the sovereignty of the Blackfeet Nation. Despite the court's essential responsibilities, it faces significant resource constraints. Caseloads that steadily increase, however, funding levels have not kept pace with the growing responsibilities, inflation, and the cost of living. Significantly, we cannot offer attractive compensation to law training judges and attorneys to enforce the rule of law. The problem we face with inadequate law enforcement funding, justice, and the rule of law are something that all Americans should have access to. Currently, such access for the Blackfeet Nation members is being frustrated because of the woefully inadequate funding in our tribal court. For instance, the tribal court budget only allows prosecutors to be paid $16 per hour. How many prosecutors do you know that would prosecute crimes on the Blackfeet Indian reservations for $16 per hour? And there are currently over 4,000 pending criminal cases. Additionally, funding would allow the Blackfeet Tribal Court to expand judicial capacity by hiring law-trained judges, more clerks, and experienced prosecutors and defenders, and address the severe backlog of both civil and criminal cases. We especially need more funding for the tribal court and law enforcement to properly administer the tribal justice system on the Blackfeet Reservation. Transportation. The Blackfeet Transportation Department is also severely underfunded. The Blackfeet Nation receives $672 per lane mile annually. The BIA receives $817 per lane per annually. Combined, this equals an average of nearly $750 per lane mile for the BIA and the tribally owned roads. This is woefully inadequate and leads to disastrous road conditions on the Blackfeet reservations. For context, the Montana Department of Transportation, the MTD, spends more than $7,884 per mile. The Flathead County, a neighboring district, receives approximately $5,981 per lane mile. The compensation illustrates that the Blackfeet Nation operates to 8 to 11 times less funding per mile than state or county governments, leaving BIA and tribal roads in serious repair. The insignificant funding has created serious deferred maintenance and safety issues. The tribe is effectively subsidizing a federal program that is supposed to maintain roads on tribal land and still struggling to meet the basic transportation needs on its residents. The data clearly shows that the Blackfeet Nation roads are chronically underfunded. Increased funding doesn't just support the Blackfeet Nation membership, it increases safety for all people who visit our reservation. The Blackfeet provides direct access to Glacier National Park, which is visited by millions annually. We want to keep our members and guests safe on our failing roads. We ask for the support, not just for the Blackfeet Nation, but for our friends, neighbors, guests as well. In closing, the federal government has failed to uphold its trust responsibility, inadequately fund law enforcement, tribal court, transportation, roads on the Blackfeet Indian Reservation. On behalf of the Blackfeet Nation, I respectfully request federal funding increase in these critical areas to improve public safety on the Blackfeet Reservation. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael?